Alrighty, so here we have the 6G hardware pry bar, one of the pry bars. So I know that the maker, Dusty, has been working on a new model. This is the perhaps the first model he made or the first prototype he made. I don't know exactly, but we're just going to have a look at it in closer detail. So the first thing that I want to mention is this area here. I've had this on my keys for the last 2 weeks, I think. And if we just, actually, if I zoom out and then do that, yeah, that's better. So see how thick that area is there? So this is titanium, as you can see in material, TI. Uh, and see how thick that area is there. So this is the area that you notch onto your keys. And this area is phenomenal for notching onto your keys. This pry bar actually is phenomenal for notching onto your keys. I mean, it comes in at 8 centimeters from head to tail, and it doesn't. It's like about as long as a car key, which is really cool because it doesn't overhang on your keys, if that makes sense. So I really love it. I love the like the finger hole here. I think that it is, well, it's really, really cool. It acts as a little bit of a fidget as well if you want to take it off your keys and fidget with it, which I do all the time. But also allows for some pretty good leverage as well when you want to actually use it for prying. Another really cool thing about this is the pattern on the front there. So I know that some of his new patterns are more without that area. They're more like that. They're more like just squared checkers kind of thing, or boxed. But I like this pattern. I think it really suits it well. And the thickness of the bar as well is a nice thickness, and then with a beautiful taper all the way down there. Now, I want to mention something about this taper. So this area here is actually, I wouldn't say it's sharp like you're going to cut yourself sharp, but it is definitely, see that line there, it is definitely sharp enough to pierce through some sticky tape and open up a box. And so this for me, because I don't necessarily, I'm not a tradie or anything like that, so I don't necessarily use pry bars in the way that they're designed to be used. But I love having this on my keys as like a just in case thing, right? But what I love even more is that the corners are just sharp enough to pierce through sticky tape or masking tape or something like that, and then help me open up a box. Now I've got a little sack as well that goes on my keys, so I can use the little knife on that. But it's a very, very little one, and that knife is not exactly heavy duty, whereas this thing is heavy duty. And so I've opened boxes with this, and it's been perfect. It works really, really well. Another really cool thing as well, not to mention the branding, which I think is great, but another really cool thing as well is these ribbed areas or rigid areas here. So you can imagine when you're kind of, this might be a bad example, but when you're kind of like trying to get this under something to then pry it up, this these rigid areas are actually going to help with friction and help create some kind of friction so that then you can use the leverage instead of that being smooth. So I think that these little rigid areas here are genius. I do. I think they're really good. Now, mind you, complete transparency, I know very little about pry bars, but I've owned two, and one of them was a free pry bar that was given to me with a torch purchase. It came with a bottle opener as well, and then this one. That's it. But I love this one. Like I said, I put this one on my keys. I've only taken it off my keys just to review it, but I put this on my keys and often take it off my keys if I'm just sitting around, and I just swing it around like this and just kind of play with it because it's fun and I'm a bit of a fidgeter, right? So this is a really cool thing for me. And by the way, the hole here, which I'm just going to call the little finger hole, is very smooth. So the machining is, in my opinion, quite talented because you've got really smooth edges all the way around. in here very smooth for your finger or thumb to go in. It's not going to hurt if you want to put your finger in there to help you use the leverage. You're not going to hurt yourself because there are no sharp edges in there whatsoever. It is purely very smooth. But then you've got this, as I said, rigid area here, and the very sharp, or not very, but the nice pointed areas at the bottom there. That's a good shot there. So I think the machining's really, really cool. Now, one thing is that on the cards that you get, you can just use the QR code and it'll send you straight to his shop, which I actually think is very clever. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to link I'm going to link 6G hardware in the description below. And I know he's got new PRY models. So I know he's got PRY models now that come with pocket clips, come with bottle openers. I think they might be a bit longer than this as well, because as I said, this is about 8 centimeters. I think I said 8 centimeters, didn't I? We'll just double check that. Yeah, 8 centimeters to the top there. And so if you want something a little bit newer, like with the bottle opener and with the pocket clip, then go to his website and hopefully he's got them available. Now, something else I just want to mention as well. I think I mentioned these beads in my last video of reviewing these beads, I think. But he also makes beads, and these beads are very nicely machined. And this one that he made, I actually have on my D2, DC0. Now, I definitely think that this matches the D2 better, but I really like the smooth feel of this one. And so I wanted this one on my D2 just for a while, because I've found myself playing, just like fiddling with it a lot. And that it has been really nice because it's nice and smooth as opposed to like that coarse feel there. But again, if you want to swap the beads out, it's very, very easy. And I'm no expert with making knots and stuff. I just make a knot and then just burn it. And then just hopefully it doesn't hopefully it doesn't come out. But if we just do this and push this through, because I honestly do think that this bead fits the D2 better. Push that through like that. Pull that through. And then just get that all through there. And tighten that up. So that definitely suits. Absolutely. I might keep it like that for now. But yeah, but this new smooth one is really cool. I really like that. This might suit the Citadel actually, just because of these little lines. I reckon this will probably suit the Citadel, which would be pretty cool. So I might chuck that on the Citadel. But yeah, so look, I'm going to link Dusty's shop. His name's Dusty. I'm going to link Dusty's shop, 6G hardware, really cool stuff. I was delaying this review for a while because I was planning on trying to use this and show it like how to use it. And embarrassingly, like I said, I'm not a tradie. I don't really know what to use a pry bar for. I was like kind of looking for some wood to, pry apart from each other. I was like looking at bricks or something like that. I didn't really know what to do. So I'm no tradie. Okay, so for that reason, I just decided to just review it without doing that because I just didn't bloody know what to do, to be honest. So forgive me. And I'm just going to weigh it just so that you guys get an idea of the weight as well. So 21.72 grams it is as well. So again, honestly, I've found it perfect to be a keychain pry bar. I really have. I found it perfect for that. So this is the, what's it called? The Lil 2, I guess, if I'm reading that right. Model, LIL-2. That's the date that it was born. Titanium, and that's Dusty's signature. So yeah, these are the cards that you get. I will link 6G hardware in the in the comments. In the description down below. But we'll just have another quick look at it, and then I'm going to chuck it back on my keys, and I'm going to post this review. So it's a really great pry. Definitely recommend it. As I said, I'm not a pry guy, so I just call it as I see it, but the way I see it is the thickness is nice, the weight's nice, the size is nice, smooth in and out of the finger area here, fun to just spin around and play around with, but a fantastically strong keychain attachment here, which just gets lost in your keys, which is perfect. Like I said, 8 centimeters I think is a brilliant, brilliant size. So well done. Definitely love the PRY, and also check out his beads on the website as well if he's still got them up for sale, because they are really cool and very diverse as well. You know, I mean, well, shit. I mean, like, so that one, pretty bloody cool. That one's probably my favorite at the moment. I did give one to a friend from, I think from California, who came down here and visited Australia, and then we met up and I gave him one of these beads because I just felt like it. And then there's that one as well. So yeah, he's got all, Dusty's got all different types of beads. So check him out, or don't, whatever. But I'm going to stick this, I'm going to stick the website down in the description, and go check it out if you want. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.